Soteriophobia is the fear of what?
Okay, you asked me a lot of these phobia questions. That's like the third one or something.
I like the phobia question. I like to learn what people are scared of.
Yeah, what is it again?
Soteriophobia. Soterio phobia. Soteriophobia.
That doesn't help. Oh, now I know.
It doesn't resemble anything, really.
Okay, I'm going to say it's the fear of cooked fish.
That's a very real fear. I don't know. No laughing about that. That's a very real.
Yeah, it's a fear of reheated fish in the microwave in an office setting.
A very real fear to fish everywhere. Yeah, it is the correct answer is dependence on others. It's the fear of dependence on others.
Would you say that you have that?
No. Real talk? No. I feel like I'm a very independent person. Are you? Do you have the? Would you describe yourself as the same or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The only person I depend on is you.
Yeah, to get these podcasts done.
Podcasts.
Yeah, we gotta get these podcasts in. I think we're gonna hop right into today's discussion. Because
it's not a movie.
It's not a movie, but it's about the movies. Barely. It's truly barely about the movies at this point.
Even less than usual for the Oscars.
Yeah, coming at you the day after the Oscars, Monday, March 28th. Which is, good. The timing could not be better. I'm glad we could have recorded. We could have recorded last night.
The night of, and then release it in the morning or something. But
I even considered that. I was like, should I tell Jeff, let's just record? But then I was like, I'm too tired. I'm sure Jeff is
I
too
was
tired
too.
I was
it was an exhausting watch.
Something not enough people talk about is that, it's late for us watching the Oscars, or it gets late. But in LA time, it's like it starts pretty early. It starts at 5 p.m., which is to say Will Smith did that at 7 p.m. at night, which is too early in the night.
And
that kind
for
of
me,
action.
I'm on Eastern time, so it was really late for me.
Yeah.
I was like, it's too late for this, but it wasn't too late for Will Smith.
Let's talk. Well, first things first. And this isn't the most important thing, but the thing about the Oscars that everyone's been talking about, before the Oscars, it's a very different thing that everyone's talking about now. But pre-Oscars, it seemed like there was a lot of discussion over the fact that they were cutting a lot of the categories to trim down the runtime of the Oscars. And this ceremony lasted 45 minutes longer than past ceremonies. And everyone's
this was
why
long.
did we cut the categories if it was just going to be longer? Because this felt like you told me you only tuned into the last 2/3. And it's, I don't know if you agree. It still feels like it took forever.
Yeah, it felt like I watched it the length of the entire thing. So I can't imagine having watched the first third.
Yeah. It was so slow. There were a lot of weird, it was like the Pulp Fiction 28th anniversary.
Yeah.
I'm like,
why did they do that?
Why that, and then the 60th anniversary, just all these random movies coming back.
But the thing is, 28th anniversary.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because
I could have gotten it if it was 25th or even 30th.
Yeah, James Bond made sense. I was like 60 years of Bond. We just finished a new Bond. This makes a little bit of sense. But I was still, when that happened, I was like, this is still kind of pointless. It's not like Bond is up for Best Picture. It's it's up for 2 awards. But freaking Pulp Fiction. White Men Can't Jump. What was that about?
I also am not sure. I think that them having songs that are nominated performed live is necessary.
Well, okay, not only that, they performed songs that weren't nominated. They performed 2 Encanto songs, which was just why? It was so pointless. Yeah, no, the songs I've never been a big fan. That always, because the Oscars themselves are so long and exhausting, and the songs are always the ones that take up the most time.
They decided to cut actual categories where it's people that don't receive tons of recognition.
Yeah.
They're like ruining their moment of having a live award acceptance. And they're like, yeah, we got to cut that. The actual point of the entire ceremony of people receiving awards for their work in films. We need live music. We need Billie Eilish to sing a song. That's more important than recognizing an editor.
Definitely.
Who works their entire life for this moment.
Yeah, it was a shit show, and we're not even at the actual shit show yet. But it was like, it was just terribly organized. There were a lot of moments like that Bond montage, and I'm trying to the In Memoriam was weird. That's I don't know if you were there for that.
I did. I saw that.
It was really like Bill Murray's like crying about the friend he lost, and they're just like dancing in the background.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
It was really
it was
odd.
weird how they decided to pick a few people to like super memorialize.
Yeah.
Like they're more important than everyone else.
It was so odd. I'm like, just keep that one standard. Let's not try and spice up that's not the part of the Oscars people wanted more out of. They just want the simple In Memoriam.
Who was your favorite person that died?
Jesus. Are we answering that question?
No, we're not answering that question.
Yeah, it was weird because it was just that's usually like the downer of the event, and them trying to like liven it up and make it more of a celebratory thing just made it weird. It was like the most uncomfortable part of the event. I was like, what are we doing here? Yeah, there was that. I will say that I did really well with my predictions. You know me.
I kind of want you to go through your predictions and how well you were, but just right off the bat, Best Picture, we did a Zoom hangout, like the day before the Oscars.
Yep.
And in the Zoom hangout, I asked you who you had for Best Picture, or someone asked you actually.
Yeah,
it might not have been me. And you said Power of the Dog.
I did. Yeah.
Is that what you went with in your final prediction?
It's not. Or no, it is. It is. Sorry. Well, what happened was I said that, and then I woke up the next morning and was just checking the stats and talking to a friend of the pod, Miles, about it. And he was like, it's going to be Coda. And I was like, I was doing the math because I was like, I think Jane Campion's obviously going to get director, and then Coda is most likely going to get adapted screenplay, which is the thing where it's like, you need kind of both of those to get Best Picture. And so I was like, if each of them get it, then it's going to make it so that at the end of the night, no one knows who gets Best Picture.
Right.
My theory was that like they'll toss a bone to Power of the Dog, because if that was the case, Power of the Dog wouldn't have gotten anything other than Best Director. And I don't know what that logic was about, but I was wrong. I went back and forth though. I did put Coda in the morning of, and then I went back on it like an hour before the Oscars.
Yeah,
and I regret going back.
Yeah, in the Patreon Zoom hangout, you were going back and forth with Coda, and you're like, "Oh, Power of the Dog just feels like the safer bet."
Yeah. It was
it was very ASMR. I just zipped up my quarter zip.
The things people don't expect when listening to this podcast. That was the one I got. I got 21 out of 23 right, and the two awards I didn't get were Best Picture and Best Animated Short, which two opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, you put Long Toast, which was clearly
I did write
wrong.
in Long Toast, expecting everyone else to write it in, but no, people did not. I ranked. They have like a little rank on this app. I ranked 1,307 out of 9,000 people. So I'm up there, but There are.
I mean, relatively up there. Relatively up there.
1,000 people did better than me, but that's
But 8,000 did worse.
Exactly. No,
I mean, I probably would have been like last place because I would have started picking random movies.
You're like Nightmare Alley, Best Picture.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm like
Look
Nightmare
Up,
Alley, Best Picture. Like, yeah.
Don't
Look Up sweeps all the nominations.
Yeah. That is some. Don't Look Up, this is not a surprise. I knew this was going to happen. Don't Look Up took home nothing that night, which I know I said like a few weeks ago. You asked me about its Best Picture chances, and I was like, it's not at the bottom. And I think so much changed since then that I can say it was probably at the bottom.
It was probably at the bottom. Yeah. Do they ever release the amounts of votes that each movie gets?
I'm always so curious because
I feel like our conversation about the Oscars last year, I asked you this exact question.
Yeah. Well, the only reason they don't, I think, is because they don't want to make the last place movie feel bad. I feel like
they should make Don't Look Up feel bad. It should not have been on a list with other movies that are good.
That took home nothing. Nightmare Alley didn't take home anything, which was semi a surprise. I thought it might get production design.
Yeah.
But that, like many awards, went to Dune. Dune took home the most, which is
Dune did well.
Not surprised. It took home 6. What's crazy about this is that Dune took home 6 awards. Coda took home 3. The Eyes of Tammy Faye took home 2, and every other movie took home 1 award. Yeah. I'm like, that is weird. It was like a weird. Usually it's like kind of evenly distributed, but
yeah, I just as a Wes Anderson fan,
dude, yeah.
How was French Dispatch not nominated for anything?
Insane choice, especially
especially with Don't Look Up, right? Like, how can you have the list of like best movies this year, and then you're like, someone's like, you know what, Don't Look Up should be there, and not French Dispatch.
Production design. I was like, the French Dispatch is entirely production design.
If nothing else,
yeah. I was always like kind of upset and confused about that, but then like last night watching all the nominees, I was like, dude, that's so weird that they didn't. Isle of Dogs got nominated for like 2 things, which was a lot for a Wes Anderson movie.
But, I mean, seeing how the event unfolded, I think Wes probably didn't want to be there anyways.
It would have scared him too much, I think.
Yeah.
He can't take all that chaos.
Yeah, did French Dispatch win any BAFTAs?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Don't they usually love Wes in England?
I think so. I should look up what the French Dispatch actually got this season. I don't even know if it did well at the Golden Globes. It had to get like best comedy.
The Golden Globes happened, but no one knew or cared.
No, they like just announced the winners in like posts. It was really kind of underwhelming.
We could have done that.
We literally.
Yeah, maybe next year we'll have our own awards show competing.
Yeah. Is the BAFTAs the British Academy Film Awards? Yeah. Okay, so they were nominated for Best Original Score, Production Design, and Costume Design, and didn't win any of them.
I mean, that's fine if you're at least nominated.
Yeah. But what else happened? Amy Schumer was not that funny, in my opinion. I'm not a big Amy Schumer fan. Yeah. Which is not a hot take these days.
Yeah, I'm not particularly either. But to be fair, it's such a weird event. That you can kind of forgive not being funny.
Right. That is like something I was thinking about. Yeah.
I respect anyone who takes the job because you're getting some money, and a bunch of people are watching you on TV, and you're, if they offer it to you, take it.
It was one of those things where it was like, I'm remembering, because they haven't had a host in the last 2 years after the whole Kevin Hart fiasco. And I was like, oh, this is why no one wanted to host. Because it's like such an awkward event that it's like really hard to pull it off and not be cringy. And
also you're kind of expected to make jokes about the people who are there.
Yeah.
And that didn't go that well for...
so many reasons, yeah.
For Chris Rock, at least.
Well, yeah. So that that was that wasn't even Amy Schumer.
Yeah, I just mean the whole concept
of
making fun of people.
It was
the insult comedy.
Before we get into that, like my least favorite thing I hate it when the joke with the hosts is how they haven't seen the movies. I'm like, these people who have like worked their lives to get to this event are just sitting there while like Ricky Gervais talks about how he hasn't seen the movie and he doesn't plan to.
Is ridiculous. Like, it seems like when you're paying the host to do this,
right?
The least you could do in the contract is require they watch everything.
Yeah.
They could just spend one day watching all of this.
Yeah. You don't have to watch everything.
Yeah, it's not a funny joke to have not seen something.
It's like tough crowd. You're selling that joke to a crowd of people who made the movies.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. It's
very weird.
Like, just imagine it, Karsten, if you made a movie, the Oscars, and the host is like, and there's Karsten Rundquist. What a idiot. I didn't watch his dumb film.
I didn't watch the Long Toast movie. Did anyone really? That was a terrible. I don't know what.
I don't understand it. Were you supposed to be Ricky Gervais?
I was.
I don't understand who you were supposed to be. We never said that there was a specific host.
Any British host, yeah.
It was Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, it was Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield was robbed.
He was robbed. I was weirdly, I don't know why, but just in the context of these awards, I was like rooting for Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even like Tick Tick Boom that much, but I was like, man, Tick Tick Boom should take something home.
Right? I felt like it should.
I felt like I honestly, of the best actor nominees, I was like, I think he kind of deserved it.
I mean, if there was a most entertaining performance,
it was him.
It was him.
It was him. I mean, I liked Benedict Cumberbatch, but I was like, I don't know if he has a chance.
Yeah.
And Denzel was great, as usual. I did not see Being the Ricardos.
I didn't either.
Yeah. But Will Smith ended up taking it home.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's talk about that. I'm sure, like, this is not breaking news to anybody. It is already, honestly, the conversation's already exhausted. But yeah.
Before that, we're going to have a word from our sponsor.
This episode of the kcast is brought to you by Felix Gray. 5 years ago, Felix Gray set out to create eyewear that would improve daily screen time. Their lenses filter 15 times more blue light that can make screen time tough on eyes and disruptive to sleep. They're great.
So here's the thing. Pretty much every piece of technology that we use, it has a screen and emits blue light.
Exactly.
I have a degree in anthropology, Karsten, and I can tell you that when humans were evolving, we didn't have screens.
That is
that were emitting tons of blue light.
Yeah.
So that was not a thing. You didn't have Homo habilis, the handyman, holding a phone and like going through Twitter.
They weren't on Nintendo Switch,
No, they weren't doing that. So yeah, phones, tablets, computers, TVs, Kindles, anything with a screen, emitting blue light.
Yeah.
Now, common symptoms from spending too much time in front of screens that emit blue light are headaches, blurry vision, dry eyes, tired eyes, trouble sleeping. And also, if you are looking at screens at night, which I am known to do, I often will play Rocket League before I go to sleep, which is not a good idea, but I do it anyways. It's going to lower the melatonin that your body produces because,
that light.
Blue light. It's like, hey, blue light, is it daytime? And then your brain's like, no, this is not nighttime, it's daytime.
Exactly.
It's not good.
It's not good. But with these glasses, it really alleviates a lot of that. It makes it so that, it filters it through. I mean, we're movie guys, we're not scientists, but we do know enough to know that our eyes have felt a lot better since getting these blue light glasses.
Yeah. I want to say that we have not just put these on for the podcast. I've been wearing these for over 50% of the day the past week.
Yep.
And I actually have noticed, because at one point I did play Rocket League for 4 hours straight.
Yep.
My eyes felt fine.
Actually, topical is I watched the Oscars with these. and went to bed pretty nice because, protected my eyes from all that screen. That was a lot of screen time late at night. And
yeah, especially because it was so long.
Yeah.
It was the longest program of all time.
But really,
not only that, I've also gotten many compliments about the style of the
definitely.
glasses.
I mean,
So not only are they good for blocking blue light, helping you go to sleep,
yeah,
helping your eyes not be strained from staring at that phone.
yeah,
People are loving the look.
yeah. The symptoms that I've had that have been alleviated by wearing Felix Gray glasses is looking bad, and Felix Gray has helped me look good with them. And
That is true. You used to look like garbage before you got these
awful.
glasses.
Look at this. Oh my God. But with the glasses on, for any video viewers out there, I look pretty good right now. I love these glasses. And I am not just saying that. If you've seen me walking around Chicago, you've seen me wearing these glasses because they just
I am
are nice.
Big fan. And we have two very different styles of glasses, and I think they both, complement our looks.
Yeah. Perfect for anyone that's planning on checking out Drive My Car and is going to spend 3 hours looking at a screen. I will say that.
Yeah. Now, these glasses are available in prescription and non-prescription. And, if you want to get a pair for yourself, or just check them out. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/kcast.
It's actually just...
That is felixgrayglasses.com.
It's just cast.
No, it's /kcast.
Oh, they updated it. Never mind. They updated it.
Yes. Yeah, I can promise you it is felixgrayglasses.com/kcast.
Yep.
Kcast.
Free
shipping, free returns, free exchanges. felixgrayglasses.com/kcast.
Yeah. And we're back. To talk about Will Smith. Great segue, Jeff. That was the time to do it. And that was not the time to drink water. But
you should have done that while we were doing the ad read.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, Chris Rock made a joke that I'm still not. It was about G.I. Jane, and I'm still. Do you know the backstory of the joke? You probably could explain it better than I could.
I've never seen. Is G.I. Jane a real movie?
Yeah, I think so.
So I mean, I assumed the joke was pretty straightforward. Jada Smith. Is it Jada Pinkett Smith?
Jada Pinkett Smith, yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
Has alopecia.
Right.
Which, is like a disease where you sometimes lose hair.
Okay. Yeah.
And is therefore, does not have any hair.
Right.
Which is the haircut you have in the military, and I imagine is the haircut that G.I. Jane has.
Yep, I'm looking at the pictures.
Yeah. And so Chris Rock was saying that Jada Pinkett Smith looked like that.
Yeah, he was like, G.I. Jane 2, you must be excited or something. Which
is not a very good joke.
No, definitely a lot of press for that upcoming G.I. Jane sequel.
Yeah.
I will say.
Which is not happening as far as any of us know.
I think it is, unless it's not.
What?
I think
the joke was that can't be a real.
I thought I saw. Is it? That's not the point. That's not the point.
It's not the point.
Just like, is that happening?
Yeah, because obviously Jada Pinkett Smith is not starring in G.I. Jane 2.
Yeah. Is G.I. Jane 2 happening?
But yeah, so then, and here's the thing. I don't know why we don't need to go in a lot of detail about what happened, because every single person listening to this podcast knows what happened.
Yeah.
Will Smith walked on stage and slapped Chris Rock in the face.
Which, it wasn't a long walk. When we look at the stage, it's like, that was just...
It was like, he was like 10 feet away.
Yeah, it's like, if you have that much access, might as well.
Yeah.
Cause some shit.
I mean, you might have done the same thing if you were 10 feet away from Chris Rock.
Right. It is, that's crazy, though. The thing is, I don't know how you felt watching it. I thought it was just like a dumb bit. Like
I did too. And then when they started muting the entire feed, I was like, oh, that was not supposed to happen.
they muted the whole feed, and then like they were cutting to Will Smith's face, and I was watching everyone behind him to see if anybody was like laughing, and he seemed very serious.
Yeah.
Nobody was laughing. And I was like, and then they cut back to Chris Rock and put the sound back on, and it was silent.
Yeah.
It was just, I was like, something happened. Something was said back there.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah.
Just contextually within, recent Oscar history.
Yeah.
Where does this rank for you on a Moonlight scale?
People are saying this is on par with a lot of people are like, this takes the cake for the craziest thing. The Moonlight thing was pretty crazy, though.
Yeah.
People are forgetting the whole team of La La Land was on stage doing thank yous, and they had to cut them off. Like, that is really funny. Like, that's might be a little bit crazier than this for me. But this was just weird. This was
this was like
very
uncomfortable.
Weird. Very uncomfortable. Yeah. Especially because, like, Chris Rock was presenting an award. Like, he had to do all that and then be like, so best documentary goes to Questlove.
I know. And then, like, Questlove had to give a speech and just kind of pretend like it was normal. I felt really bad for them because
felt awful for
them, it just, like, kind of ruined the moment. Not kind of. It absolutely ruined the moment.
Did. That's the whole award show this year. I was like, man, it's like, I mean, the Will Smith thing is obviously like the big thing that happened, but I'm like, it feels like the Oscars did not care about the movie part of it. They were just trying really hard to get people to tune in. I'm like, Tony Hawk and Shaun White.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
I know. And the thing is, like, a bunch of people thought that it was staged.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of how clear it was that, they were trying to get a bunch of people to watch it, but it was very obviously not staged.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's the Oscars are probably pretty psyched on the fact that it did happen.
Yeah.
It got people to watch and talk about the Oscars for the first time in a while.
I know.
Like, they were probably, but man, is it, I'm like, the other thing is, like, people are like picking sides, and I'm like, I really don't think it's that deep. I feel like it's just, I mean, there is a conversation to be had, but I'm more just like, this was a really funny thing that happened.
Yeah, it was so weird.
It was really
that was
weird.
The thing it was more than anything, it was weird.
Yeah, definitely.
It was just a bizarre thing to watch on TV.
Yeah, at such a prestigious event that is like,
right, like we were all just like, did that happen?
Well, everybody's like, the Oscars, it's like all the celebrities are like kind of on their best behavior and trying to be like really polite, and like they'll cut to them laughing even if they don't think it's funny. So I think it was just jarring to see Will Smith genuinely pissed, like screaming. I mean, yeah, it was weird. And looks like we lost Jeff. Anyway, back from some technical difficulties.
Yeah, my computer froze. It was so
it's so overwhelmed
distraught
by the Oscar talk.
Now we can get into Will Smith then after all of this.
Yeah.
There was a lot more to the story, Karsten.
What do you mean? Wait, what are you talking about?
No, I mean after the slap.
Oh, yeah. It's like with Will Smith?
With Will Smith.
Yeah.
So first of all, apparently there's, photos of Denzel and Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Talking to Will Smith like right afterwards.
Yep. They, on a commercial break, like got into a corner and like kind of like talked to him. And then on his way back, like Bradley Cooper came up and was like, giving him a talk and like rubbing his shoulders, like just the classic like bro to bro, like what, who knows what he said.
And I guess his publicist also came.
Yeah, I'm sure he had a lot of talk going. I mean, that has to be, I think about stuff like that. I'm like, to be a celebrity, like he had to act. He basically like messed up and then had to like come up with the apology and the response like 10 minutes after because his win was like inevitable. And that's why I was freaking out. I was like, he's going to have to fucking give a speech in like 10 minutes and it's going to be crazy. And I mean, the speech was long. I think the Academy recognized. They were like, we'll let this one play out because there's a lot to say about King Richard, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I was like, it's just. I mean, I'm not a crazy Will Smith fan. I'm like, I don't really care. His career is definitely in an interesting place now, though. I don't think he is going to be as the universally beloved star of Hitch the way he was before.
I mean, I think that it's very rare that you see this element of celebrity.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's such a public event, such a public person, and, seeing them kind of go and have this kind of weird breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just really weird. Like, it didn't feel like we should be watching that.
Definitely. Especially at the Oscars of all places. I'm like, he chose this event to get into it. The one where we're all watching.
I mean, the thing is, I feel bad for Will Smith because it seems like he's in a really weird place.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
So, I mean, just, because there is obviously Will Smith, like the celebrity that everyone's like, I know of this person. And then there's like him as an actual person in his day-to-day life.
Yeah.
And it's like weird when these two things like don't match.
No, I honestly feel bad for like everyone involved. I feel like Jada Pinkett Smith is like in the work. I feel like she just this put whatever she was going through in like their own personal life on like the biggest stage, and it got like memed to death. And it is like funny, but it's just like it really sucks that it's just so public. I would hate for this to happen to me.
Like the Chris Rock, like the joke was in bad taste.
Yeah,
but it wasn't that terrible. It's to where you should get attacked for it. It should just be like everyone's like, oh, that's just not a very good joke.
No, yeah. I mean, it would make sense maybe to like say something after the whole ceremony and like do it a little bit like if you wanted to like take this joke down, like he's now like immortalized it. Like that joke, everyone's gonna remember this joke more than anything else that happened at the awards. Which is I think the opposite of what Will Smith wanted. And I don't know. Yeah, I feel bad. I do feel a little bit bad for Chris Rock. I'm like, it's humiliating to get fucking slapped in front of everybody. Yeah. But like,
get slapped in front of a worldwide audience of like 12 million people.
Slapped in front of Anthony Hopkins. Like,
I mean, Chris Rock took the slap really well.
That is one of the craziest parts is that he doesn't even like move his hands, like does not feel his cheek or anything. It's just
well, because everyone was like, oh, that shows it's fake because he leaned in. And it's like, no, that shows that he didn't expect to get slapped and thought Will Smith was gonna like whisper something in his ear.
I don't think he had any idea that was gonna happen. Yeah.
No, I'm almost positive he was like leaning in because he thought Will Smith was gonna say something to him,
like try and do a bit, But it was that was crazy. The more I think about it, I'm like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that was the thing about it is like, after that, I was like, man, who even cares about the awards?
I know.
Like, who gives a fuck about the movies? Like that, and that's what sucks about it. I'm like, it's. I mean, that's not really the Academy's fault. That was on Will Smith. Like, they can't help it. But I'm like, still, it's like, damn, it was not about the movies.
It would have been a hot take if you were like, that was the Academy's fault.
Yeah, I was like, they planted that. They were talking about it. I don't know. It was.
Have you ever seen in like the early 2000s? There was or it might even been like the late 90s. There was a show on MTV called Celebrity Deathmatch.
No, I've heard of it.
Where it was like a claymation show where it was just they would put two celebrities.
That's so funny.
And like have them fight to the death.
No, I've never.
That's what this felt like.
Yeah.
Except for it was just one slap.
Just a single slap.
Also, okay, some of the the reactions on Twitter were insane.
That was the best.
Like
part
Judd
about it
Apatow, did you see that?
That was
where he's like, he could have killed him.
the jokes riffing off that tweet specifically have been really good.
Oh,
someone was like, his hand could have had bees in it, and Chris Rock could have been allergic to bees, and the bee could have stung Chris Rock, and he could have died. It's it's just the whole thing is been blown into it. Just I don't know. Everyone's getting exposed. That's why I'm like, let's just call it what it is. It's just like a funny thing that happened, a funny, like, very uncomfortable thing. I don't know. It's just, yeah. So anyway, Coda won Best Picture. Congrats to the Coda team on Best Picture. What else? I guess that kind of covers it, doesn't it? That's
I mean, that is it's 90% about Will Smith and then 10% about everything else that happened.
Yeah. But
what was your biggest upset victory? I know I guess it was Coda because you only had 2 wrong.
That's the thing about it, though, is like a lot of the people I know that follow it and like do predictions and like follow the stats that were like predicting upsets, because that's like what happens at the Oscars is like they might allude to this person winning and then last minute it'll like a lot of people thought Penelope Cruz was going to win Best Actress, even though Jessica Chastain's been the front runner. And I personally kept it very safe and simple. I was like, I think everything that you think is going to happen besides the obvious.
Right, yeah. I mean, I guess if you really think about it, the biggest upset was Will Smith because he was very
upset. Yeah. No, but everything else was on. Like, this sounds stupid and kind of funny, but the biggest upset was that animated short. I was like not expecting the windshield wiper to win, and I'm only saying that because I watched the animated shorts, and the windshield wiper is like this very like artsy, like kind of out there short. It looks amazing, so it's not that surprising, but I really thought they would give it to the stop motion one, which was like had the big names behind it and blah blah blah. So I was like, that was the only time I was like, damn. But everything else, I mean, there were like things I wasn't thrilled about, like Belfast getting Best Screenplay was kind of insane to me. This was like, that's not Best Screenplay. And Coda, it's a fine, likable movie. Here's the thing. People are like, if you shit on Coda, you're an awful person. And people are like, if you like Coda, you have no taste. And I'm like, I think I'm allowed to say I didn't want it to win Best Picture, and I also like the movie. It's like, it's so the discourse
you're positioning
is so
yourself
bad.
so that you're not a terrible person and you have, some
good
taste.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what you're doing is you're saying any opinion besides mine, Karsten Rundquist,
is wrong.
Makes you either a bad person or a loser.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I agree with this overall, is that if you don't think like Karsten Rundquist, just don't even bother watching movies.
I've been saying that for years. You know this.
I know that became the tag of your YouTube videos. At the end of it, you're like, and if you don't agree with me, get out of the kitchen.
Yeah, just remember, if you don't share this opinion, go fuck yourself. That's what I say at the end of
Karsten Rundquist.
Every video. Yeah. No, I don't. But it is kind of it is crazy that, I don't know. The Power of the Dog had like 12 nominations and got 1 win. But it's not.
I guess that dog wasn't that powerful.
The Power of the Dog was pretty weak, if we're being honest. Yeah. That is the Oscars, I would say.
That's the Oscars.
It's the Oscars.
Did anyone watch the I Love Lucy movie? What's it called again?
The Ricardos.
Yeah.
There are people that have. And now that award season is over, I can kind of let it go. That didn't win anything either.
Miles has probably seen it, right?
I think he had. No, he hasn't. But he said he's interested in watching it. So
he's the one.
Yeah. I was the only person in my, not to brag, I was the only person in my group that had seen all Best Picture nominees. A lot of people didn't see Drive My Car, but it's a good movie. But I had an actual point that I was going to bring up, and I was kind of just saying that to like cover it up. But I I still don't know. Oh, I know you don't really care. We won't get into this too long, but the outfits. There's only one outfit that I think is worth bringing up, and it's Timothy Chalamet's. He wore a tux with no shirt underneath, and I was, I figured out about this because my mom called me and was like, "Did you see Timmy?" And I just think it's crazy that I was informed by my mom before I knew about it, and it is worth calling your kids about. It's crazy. That is my last take on the Oscars. Any closing thoughts for you, Jeff? Any
on the Oscars?
Yeah.
I guess I'll watch it next year.
Yeah. I guess we'll tune back in. Is what we're saying. We'll be there again. One of the worst Oscars ever this year, but was very entertaining, and we'll definitely be tuning back in. Great. Let's answer some questions. But before we do,
first,
this episode is also brought to you by Bird Dogs. They make really comfortable clothes. We're talking pants. We're talking shorts. We're talking joggers. Some of the most comfortable clothes that I own. Swimsuits.
Bathing suits. Swimsuits, bathing suits. That's the same thing, right? Like, is there?
I mean, it depends on
distinction.
How risky you want to. I guess I don't.
Anyway, either one. Bird Dogs has it.
Mm-hmm. They come with built-in underwear, like the underwear is stitched in, so you don't have to worry about wearing underwear. These come with them already.
Karsten hated wearing underwear.
God, it's something
it's well established. He's like, I'm putting on a layer, and then you got to put down another layer. And
I'm all about efficiency, and taking out that extra pair of underwear takes like seconds that could be used to grind away at some videos. And so,
he's
so
all about the grind.
Yeah, Bird Dogs
really solve that problem.
Yeah, they allowed it so I can just skip the middleman, get right to the pants.
Now, the thing that impresses me the most about Bird Dogs is the fact that the built-in underwear is more comfortable than all of my other underwear.
Yeah, that is true. That is actually true. We haven't talked about that. The fact that the underwear itself is like really soft. It gets a lot of breathability down there. It feels amazing.
It's crazy because you would think that companies that are underwear companies would have been able to solve that conundrum of making underwear more comfortable.
Yeah.
But it took Bird Dogs, who is a maker of the shorts as well as the underwear, to solve that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wearing mine right now. One of the pairs.
Me too.
I forget if this is the one I wore in the last episode. And we don't just wear these because, it's for the ad. It's because they're genuinely so comfortable.
Yeah.
I wear them all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, look.
See, Jeff can't as easily. There we go.
There we go.
Yep.
Look at that.
Okay, well, that's his butt. But
that is my butt.
I have those same shorts. They are very comfortable shorts, I will say.
I like the look of them as well.
Yeah, they look cool. They feel good. It's like kind of the ideal pair of pants and shorts,
Yeah. Also you can tell like they're very high quality materials.
Yeah. I mean, with summer coming up, it's time to bust out of if you're looking to get new shorts and new swim trunks, it's like this is the place to go. They are very comfortable. They're going to look really cool. They're easy. It's so simple.
Also, really nice zippered pockets.
Mm-hmm. The zippered pockets are a big thing for me because I got to keep that wallet secured.
Yeah, you do. People are trying to steal your wallet all the time.
They're always trying to catch what's in my wallet. They don't even want the money. They just want to know what cards I have.
It's like one of those celebrity tracking websites.
It's a part of YouTube.
Celebwallet.com.
Yeah, nobody's talking about that side of YouTube. They want to know my Topgolf.
Yep. Just like your birthday that's wrong on the celebrity birthday site.
Yep. So check out Bird Dogs.
Yeah, check out Bird Dogs. Do not check out celebwallet.com. No. I cannot vouch for what's on that website. But do go to birddogs.com and use our code. And that's a great way to support us is by using our code, kcast. That is KCAST. When you check out at birddogs.com, and you will receive a free whistling football with your order.
One of the coolest things a person can own.
Yeah. It's football. You throw it, it whistles. I mean, I can whistle, but I don't own any balls that can whistle.
Yeah. Birddogs.com. use code KCAST. KCAST. KCAST.
kcast.
And now let's answer some questions after all that. This first one comes from the Patreon. That's right. If you're a $15 patron, you get your questions answered in these episodes. And this one comes from Nathan Worley, and it's, who's your Mario Kart main?
Now, I will start off. I don't own a Switch. So I don't really have a Switch main, but the N64 and GameCube versions, I would use Luigi a lot.
Yeah.
So that's I'll go with
Luigi's
that.
solid.
I also do like using like Koopa.
Yeah.
In the when I do play the Switch version.
Right. My the thing about Mario Kart mains is it's like I never thought the characters themselves mattered or like affected your performance, but according to this is like recent news to me, like apparently the weight of the character on the bike can like affect the drifting and turns, which is not something I knew. So now I've been a little bit more attentive. I used to always just main Tanuki Mario. I like Tanuki. I also like Toadette a lot. And
I mean, any reason why you like Toadette?
No. Well, she's great. She's it's Toad but pink. But recently I've been doing Donkey Kong because the weight thing, and he's a big boy. He's a massive monkey.
He's an absolute unit.
Yeah, big ape. But no,
It's still okay. It still bothers me just on Donkey Kong. How is Donkey Kong related to Diddy Kong? It doesn't make any sense. They're not the same type of monkey.
No, they're just like.
Well, I mean, one's a monkey and one's an ape.
I don't think
it's not even close. They're barely even related genetically.
Are they
it's confirmed
like not even related? Is that like?
Yeah, isn't it his uncle?
I think he might be. Yeah.
I think Donkey Kong is Diddy Kong's uncle, and that makes no sense.
No sense at all. That's a gorilla.
One is a monkey, one's an ape.
Yeah. All right.
Makes zero sense.
I was gonna say that I think this question also kind of just on the topic of Mario Kart, they just put out a lot of new maps, and there's a lot of discourse.
Oh, I did see
surrounding the maps. Yeah. A lot of people are like, these are dog shit and rushed and shitty, and I've played them. They are a little, I don't want to say rushed. Some of them don't feel finished, and they feel a little too simple. Some of them, though, are, like, phenomenal. Like, I am, once again, siding with people. I'm in a position where I have the correct opinion, and you can't get mad at me about this.
Yeah, you take the middle ground in a way.
I take the middle ground.
That is your own.
I'm a Mario
Kart
the
Karsten Runquist
centrist.
Middle ground.
Yeah. That's me. But yeah, that's that answer. This next one comes from Gavin Gibson, and it's, what did you want to do for a living as a kid, and do you still want to do that at some point? I wanted to be a cartoonist. Like I wanted to be a cartoonist or like an animator. Like I wanted to make an animated show as a kid, and I used to like draw up storyboards and like characters, and I got like a sketchbook and then like drew the panels and drew my own like comic book, and I was like really determined to go into that.
Do you have examples?
Not on me, but I remember the main character's name was Loon, and the name of the show would be Lunatics, and it was him and his buddy whose name was Dude. They got in all sorts of shenanigans, those two, and I had a whole pitch ready for studios, but at the age of 5, and then I never did it. No.
Wow. There's still time.
There's still time. Yeah. There's always that dream.
Yeah. My dream was to generate passive income via real estate holdings.
We know this about you. Yeah. You said this.
No, that's not true. That is not true. I actually didn't ever really have a specific, like, attainable job that I'm like, this looks cool.
Yeah.
I think I just, I hate work.
Yeah. And that's a reasonable thing to say and feel.
Yeah.
You were like, I just want to talk about movies with my buddy Karsten.
I just want to vaguely talk about movies. Really, we just talk mostly about what we did that week. And then I'm like, Karsten, is that a new hat? And you're like, nah, not this old thing.
I've had this one for a while.
I've had this one for a while. And then I'm like, is that a new poster? And then you're like, no, like that's been there a lot.
While, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, sick.
Yeah. That's the podcast.
And that's the podcast.
Let's do one more. And this one comes from the subreddit where you can also ask questions. And this one is from Histo12, and it's, do either of you find it hard to take criticism? Is that something you've gotten better at over time? Well,
it depends what the criticism is.
Yeah.
Because if someone said, you're bad at podcasting, man, I would
lay into
tear them a new asshole.
With your words, with your crispy audio.
With my words.
Yeah.
I'm not physically attacking someone like Will
No.
Smith.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I honestly don't have that big an issue with criticism unless it comes from my parents.
That's That's honestly same, yeah. I think I've talked about this before, but I feel like being on YouTube as a public figure and criticizing movies really opens you up to getting criticized yourself, because it's like, oh, this guy trashed this movie. Let's do this to him. And I've said this before. I've had to learn how to differentiate like constructive criticism and just bullying and harassment, which is it's like a thin line of what is what, because a lot of the time I am like, that is a good note, especially when I first started making videos. Someone was like, listen man, the music is too damn loud in this video, and I'm like, all right, I'll turn it down. And like, it's just like a trial and error thing, and I'm very open to criticism in that regard. But if someone's like, your voice is so annoying, I'm like, well, that's not gonna change.
Well, let's try a new voice.
Well, let's try.
Can you change your voice? Can you just say it?
Today I watched the new Spider-Man, and it was.
Can you go actually inverse? Go high pitch.
No, I'm not doing that. I can't. No, I was about to do it. If you want to hear that, just listen to our American Tail episode where we do Fievel impressions, and that's all you. I'm not doing this a second time on this podcast.
Wait, what if you have a new video series where you review movies
as Fievel,
as a character from like a different movie?
Oh yeah. Try doing like Mark Wahlberg in any movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why we need this many Spider-Mans. That's not a good Mark Wahlberg impression. That's yeah.
Can you do like Bugs Bunny talking about Parasite?
No. This is one of the best movie. No. All right. Jeff, I forgot to tell you, I have improv class tonight. I am starting improv classes, and tonight is my first class, and I'm really...
You gonna do some zip zap zop?
Sure. I'll learn what that is tonight. Cookie's advice to me was don't try and be funny. And I'm like,
yeah, that's good
and that
advice.
is great advice. It's like, no one likes that guy in class, and I don't think I was I wasn't planning on it.
I never did that much improv, but I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just have to take in the information from the people that you're, doing a scene with and react to it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing is not having preconceived thoughts about what you're going to say. It's just taking whatever they said and then like expanding on it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm trying to teach you anything because you're about to go to an actual class.
It's good advice. Speaking, I have done a little bit of like I watched a Bill Hader video talking about improv to kind of like prep myself, and he said, and I think this is good advice that I've ran with, is that it's always about like trying to make the other person look funny. And I'm like, that's it's a very team centric activity. So I'm excited. It should be interesting. Very scared.
It should be. If you finish the courses and do like a public show,
You'll be there.
We are going to announce it.
Hell no, we're not. We're not going to announce it. Absolutely
Okay, I'll
not.
be. If I'm in town, I'll be there.
Okay. Yeah. We are going to get into our wrap up.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Starting with our next movie, which is not a good joke. I'm going to cut that. Our next movie, which is not that. It's let me look at Letterboxd to see what's going on.
Yeah, we should. We really should figure that out.
Really.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, you know what? Worst person in the world. We'll do the worst person in the world. Yeah. It took home nothing last night, but it was nominated for Best International, Best Screenplay. In my opinion, should have gotten both of them. It's one of my favorite movies of the last year, and Jeff and I are going to talk about it. And this gives me an excuse to rewatch it because I really like this movie. It's a really fun time.
And we should be doing that one in person.
Yes. Yep. We're going to be doing that one in person. So be on the lookout.
I mean, you're not going to be in person, whoever's listening to this.
Yeah, no.
Just to be clear, we're not traveling to like each person who listens.
Yeah.
And recording a podcast in front of them.
Yeah, no. We're not doing that.
Just logistically, that would be a nightmare.
That's a lot of money.
Over 5,000 of you.
We'd be going to a lot of countries.
That would, Imagine, I mean, I think Vegard Strom would host us in Norway.
Yeah. This next part of the wrap-up is the reviews. We like to read reviews to encourage you guys to leave reviews. And we also love watching or seeing what you guys have to say about the podcast. This one comes from Sammy D's Nuts. Subject line is, very nice. I like. 5 stars. And it reads, came to the podcast after finding one of the hosts on YouTube. He has great film insights, is super entertaining, and is great at being a podcast host as well as being a famous YouTuber. Karsten is also pretty cool. Smiley face.
Wait, that wasn't about me.
That was about you. Yeah, that was you. Your famous YouTube film insight, Jeff Borslow.
Yep.
Thank you, Sammy. Appreciate it. And this last part is we'd like to thank the patrons over at patreon.com/Carscast. The best place to go to support the Carscast if you would like bonus episodes, Q&As, shout-outs at the end of every episode, Zoom Hangouts where you get to talk to... I will say, the next Zoom Hangout is going to be a ton of fun because there's going to be a lot to talk about.
Yep.
And
Karsten and I will be together.
Yep.
And
if
we, get 15 people there, I will do a slap on Karsten.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay. So become a patron to see that slap. Thank you. Alex Thomas, Anson Contreras, Big Beard Pirate, Camilla, Coop, David Borslow, David Sir, Eden, Eli Brow, Finn Richardson, Gavin Gibson. Get Semisonic on the pod so that you can change your outro to closing time. Good night, Tail, Grant Gow, Jaden Easton, John Van Hout, Joshua Hughes, KDT. Let's change the Google search results for PTA. Levin, you actually pronounced it correctly. Well done. I hope I did. Liv Rob, Lul Hottie, Lukewarm, Maddie Robertson, Martin Deff, Marilee Borslow, Meridian, Michael, Monopoly Shrimp on the Barbie, Monroe Page, Nathan Worley, Owen Felton, Pasta, Pete Sethanant, Riley Ost, Ryan M, Sam Farr, Stella Perry, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, Smitty Werbin, Jagerman Jensen, Taylor Hartz to watch the movie, The Raccoon from Airbud, 7th Inning Fetch, Tom Likes Beans, Vegard Strom, Wes Kinley, Xavier Fosier, Yusef A. Zoinks, and Zoe Hernandez McDonald. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, every patron of this podcast.
Thanks to all the new ones. Thanks to all the old ones.
And thanks to all the old ones. And thanks to former patrons who aren't anymore, but were at one point and maybe again in the future.
Exactly. Well said, Jeff.
Yep. And also, before we go, one more time, if you are interested in very comfortable shorts, Bird Dogs with code kcast, KCAST,
as well
kcast
as Felix Gray.
And Felix Gray, Karsten and I, still wearing them.
We have them on
blue light glasses.
Yep,
they're
very comfortable
and stylish.
Yep. Check it out. Thanks.
You could look like us.
And Jeff, any last words?
Code KCast.
That's not the last word.
No, that I didn't think we said that
no.
for the Felix Gray part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
catch you
on
flip side.
the flip side. Flip side.